Hello everyone. I'm making a video today because I've been playing the game again lately. I quit the game for a while. It's kind of partially the reason that I've been dead in terms of streaming and YouTube and whatnot. But I'm kind of back, mainly because I've been playing on a community league team, so I've had to play the game in D-Rust and whatnot. And one of the tanks that I've been playing, and that's what the video is going to be about today, is actually the Sheridan. And now, I think this is a bit of a sleeper tank. I've been pubbing in it, and I've been having some really good sessions that I didn't really think were actually kind of a possibility. But I've just been vibing with this tank. And I just want to, make another video kind of like the last one I did where I was in the T55A just talking about the gameplay, my thought process, and, giving some tips. So hopefully you guys can learn some stuff. I'm only going to show, I think, just like 2 games. It'll be more of a quick video. But before we start looking at the gameplay, I just want to show my session in the Sheridan. As you guys know, I'm not making this up. So this is the tier 10 light tank, and this is my session. I have all zoomed in on Wallabs here. So we have 47 battles, we'll just say 50 battles with 4.2 DPG and a 68% win rate for 7,500 win rate. So I thought that was quite a lot of damage for a light tank, because I'm used to, in a tier 10 light tank, getting around 3k DPG. It's just kind of normal to me. So when I started playing the Sheridan and just really trying to play for purely damage, I didn't think this would actually be possible, but it seems like the Sheridan is actually kind of a damage farm tank if you play it that way. And I don't think anyone has really ever done anything close to that, that I'm aware of. So yeah, so I just wanted to talk about the Sheridan a little bit, show some games, and yeah, let's get into that. Okay, so here's the first game I'm showing. It's on Serene Coast. It's a full tier 10 game, which usually isn't good. Like, honestly, all the games I played in the Sheridan were mostly full tier 10, but I made it work somehow. It is not ideal, especially kind of, I guess one of the factors is just the pen of this tank. It's it's decent for a light tank at 280 heat pen, but when you're comparing this to a medium, it just it doesn't have the 330 heat like most mediums do. And I do play this tank for damage. Like I said, this tank doesn't scout well. Even if you wanted to scout, this tank sucks at scouting, because it's just big and not much camo and not super fast. So I play kind of like a leopard. What I'm doing here, I'm just coming to this position because I know that I get here first. I can get at least one shot in. And luckily, I mean, it was a little bit shady, but I had to throw the Batchet under the bus. I wasn't going to take the hit for him from a Sheridan. And, I backed up and avoided taking the Sheridan hit. And that Sheridan was running the derp gun, which is obviously not a good idea to actually be running the derp gun, but, that's a pubby Sheridan for you. So we avoid that. I don't really want to continue fighting there in that brawl. I'm just happy with my one shot of damage, because it looks like they are going to overmatch. And some clues that I'm getting that it's going to be an overmatch is the amount of tanks that we sent to the 9-0. We sent a lot of stuff to the 9-0, so it looked like we're gonna lose here, and I'm gonna get out. I play this tank very cautiously, and I think that's what the main thing that I've learned about my playstyle is that I mean, I think for so many years playing this game, I've just been too impatient. I think I would have gotten to the level that I'm at now a lot sooner if I had just simply been more patient. I think there's so many games where I make a mistake and lose all my HP and throw away what could be a good game just because I do something. I push a little too aggressively. I don't wait quite long enough. And I think that's probably true for the majority of above average players. I think once you're, a teal player, it's probably impatience. I think below that, though, below average players are probably too aggressive. Opposite. Good players are too aggressive, bad players are too impatient. Like, when I see some noob on my team, they're usually just sitting in the back doing nothing the whole time. I don't know how they do it. But good players are usually just, dying a little too early, so they're not reaching their full potential. And for me, definitely that is a problem. So this tank, I've been playing it kind of like a leopard. I'm very cautious. I'm playing at distance, and I pick my moments to brawl. But usually I'm just kind of flexing around, finding opportunities, and trying to not make any stupid mistakes. And right now the game looks like, so one thing that you have to be doing is analyzing the flow of the game to know if it's going to be a wipeout or not, right? So I can see 0 to 4. That's probably the most basic thing you can look at, is just simply the score of the game. But, you know, more importantly, just like the speed of how that happened, they just wiped us out instantly. They have all the map control. We see this flank is a stalemate and the other flank is wiped out. You know it's going to start snowballing in the enemy's favor. If we were winning this flank, maybe it can be a longer game. But right now, it looks like this game's going to be a massacre. So what we need to do is we need to try to make the game as long as possible. And ideally, I'd be able to stay here and kind of my hull down tank and maybe farm them. But it looked like it wasn't going to work, kind of because of this EBR coming in. I didn't feel very safe there playing against these mediums. So I'm just kind of making the play to just try to survive for myself and get damage for myself. What my current prediction of how the game is going to go is, my current thought process is, okay, this is completely wiped out instantly. There's no chances of me holding here, which turns out to be correct. And then my thought here is this is also going to get completely wiped out. We're just losing everywhere. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna play with all my surviving teammates here. They've got a bunch of HP. They're gonna go down in a brawl, and I'm just gonna, you know, use them as distractions, as my cover, and we can get some damage out of it while the enemy's just killing them. So that's the play. Obviously, we want to get rid of that guy, and he's easier pen than the IS-7s, but he was actually not very exposed, which is a little bit surprising. So right now, using the allies as distractions, these IS-7s, they don't care about me right now, so I'm just going to try to farm them. But, you know, the problem with shooting mostly heat, I have an issue with the track. There, I should have aimed on the side. I don't know what I was doing, just throwing a little bit. And on this one, he's also giving me a difficult pen. The upper plate would have been pretty hard there. I'm not sure where I could have aimed better, maybe more on the side or something. And obviously, going for the 4K5, a little unlucky that's missing. I mean, there's a lot of surface area I have to pen. Right now, I'm always looking around me. I see the next opportunity for easy damage is potentially this E4. And now also, my thought process here is, right, enemy tanks, when they see that the game is snowballing in their favor, people start playing way more recklessly. So I can see the E4, he's probably just going to just drive straight into the EBR. So I know he's not paying attention to me. He's obviously aiming at the EBR, so I don't even check. I just poke out. We're going to start farming him, and he's going to be actually just kind of just giving me these shots. Luckily, we get a track just right from the middle. Not that you don't have to hit the drive wheels. Side turret, easy pens, and kind of just dealing with him. Now, looking for more shots on these heavies, and I can see so the game is becoming more and more of an issue, because I can see one scenario, we just get capped out, that sucks, or these guys just push in and wipe us out, but there's nothing I can really do here. Ideally, what I would want to do is get rid of the TDs. If we can get rid of the TDs in the back, then I can push onto these heavies. But, I mean, there's a Foch back there, and I'm not able to hit the 4K5, so it's looking really bad. Because the only way that I think I can really prolong this game is getting rid of this, because once we get flanked by a bunch of tier 10 mediums, there's nothing I can do. So we need to win this, but unfortunately it's not really an option. I just have to try my best. So just trying to fight this mouse. One thing that puppies are really not good at is creating crossfires. So I want to create a crossfire on this mouse, but I just simply can't do it if this 4K is watching over me. So I'm just looking for pokes onto the 4K. But yeah, I'm not really finding anything. And I think I'm just going here to I was going to check for the E4, but I saw the mouse moved so that he would spot me crossing there, so I didn't do it. I don't want to bleed any of my HP yet. The worst case scenario is that I just have to trade my HP away, but I mean, I already have 2k damage, so it's probably not a disaster if that happens. I try to come out here to maybe deal with the mouse from a different angle, but I see the mediums in our base would now kind of counter me going there, so I have to come back in. The mouse picks up the kill on that super conk, giving us a shot into his side, and we just have to deal with this mouse now. You know, there's nowhere for me to go. I'm the last guy here. I've got like 2 tanks behind me. The EBR is on the other side of the map. We have to just hold out here and just try to fight this out. And this is going to kind of turn into a bit of a crazy brawl. I'm trying to find the shot on him, get the shot on his side, trying to back up. I have to trade with him here. If I go backwards, the 4K hits me, so I have to just take the hit, get onto his side. He's giving us another shot, which is nice. And now I know he's going to reload any second now, so I'm getting away. The Foch comes up here. He's going to take the easier shot. He's going to ignore me, so we get to hit his lower plate while he's distracted. You know, like I said, enemy tanks, and you can know this, they're going to start playing more recklessly at this point, so you can just still keep playing smart and don't throw anything away, and you can still make something happen. A little bit unlucky there. If I had taken out that 4K, that would have made things a lot easier, but, you know, RNG said no. The E4, it came up behind us. I was trying to get rid of him earlier. I couldn't. Fortunately, he blunders. If he didn't, the game would be over. And now, looking for the mouse, but this Foch stopped us. He came down low. But, you know, like I said, recklessly, he comes around. We can get him in the lower plate. And, you know, also the thing about being in a light tank is people underestimate you. Mostly because, I mean, your tank does kind of suck. But also, most people that play light tanks play them really, really badly. So people will think you're not going to do anything to them, and you can just own them. So we just picked up 3 kills in a row there, easy clap, and we've kind of swung this game back into, you know, I mean, it's winnable. I mean, it's not in our favor, but as long as I'm alive, it's easy win, right? So I can see they're capping. I want to, if they're going to cross this water and push us, you know, I want to farm them. But the 1-2-1, he's actually already here. And it looks like he's going to be distracted by the 4K, so I think I can get a shot on his side, but he somehow just knows how to back up at the perfect moment for him, so we haven't dealt with him. I don't want to push him yet, because I know only one tank is on cap, so that means that there's another tank probably still staring at us, and there it is. The Ascent is still staring at us. I don't want to get hit from him. So we just want to see if we can work on this 1-2-1. I have the gun depression on him. He's going to have to come up pretty high to hit me, so I know that I'm pretty safe here, but I have to get a shot on him where it's flat to be able to pen it, which is, you know, kind of the problem with playing a light tank like a medium. I mean, obviously there's drawbacks. You simply can't pen a lot of things. And I would love to be able to finish him off here, so yeah, he actually just backs up. If he had gone forward, he would have been safe for me, but he just tried to back around and gave me the shot. So now what I see is, right, the EBR, he's obviously distracting the scent. So I just know this, I can predict what the enemy players are doing. The scent is moving for the EBR. It's just, I have the experience at this point to know how people react to things. I know the scent is leaving, so I'm trying to catch the scent leaving. And he's already gotten away. So what I have to do here is I have to take my opportunity while the EBR is still alive is to push these guys, because they're going to be distracted by the EBR. So we're going to try to just finish them off while we have some distance on them. You know, we don't want to let them close distance on me for free. I want to fight them at kind of a longer range. And I probably would have done better there if I had shot the scent, but when I started aiming the shot on the E5, the scent was safe. So get a pen on the scent. Going for another one here. I just make it happen. Take him out. Now we're in a 1v1. The game's definitely in our favor, and I just kind of push in here, to be honest. This is pretty stupid, but after that fight went down and I thought this game was completely unwinnable from the beginning, you know, I was just feeling pretty good, and I just kind of wanted to win the game in style by not taking my time. And I also don't think I noticed at the time that I had run out of heat, and dealing with a E5 with APCR is just, it's not very good if you're shooting at the front of him. So I have a side shot here, but he turns, and we pen the lower plate. It's a pretty risky play. We win the game. If my life depended on winning this game, I would have just circled all the way around here. I have plenty of time to do that and come up in the bushes and win, but I just kind of wanted to win it fast just for the style points, I guess. And I literally did not notice that I ran out of heat and was shooting APCR there, but fortunately it penned. And there we go. It's not a crazy damage result or anything, but I just had a lot of fun in that brawl, and I think we made it work. I think I played it really well. Just kind of not throwing away, because I think, you know, most light tank players in this situation, I think they'd be completely done. But I think one of the biggest problems with playing light tanks is people limit themselves. There's the culture in this game is, you know, light tank spot, and almost not every single, but you know, a large portion of the games that I play, my team will instantly start raging at me in the chat for not spotting because I'm either, you know, sniping, playing like a medium, setting up for shot. Like I'm not playing a typical light tank that people have in their mind. But they have no idea that, you know, I'm winning 70% of my games in this tank, that I'm doing more damage than they are in their heavy tanks. They'd have no idea. They just see me in a light tank, not YOLOing out and spotting, and they just start yelling at me. It's you know, and that's the problem. If you think of your tanks like, oh, I'm heavy tank, must brawl, I'm medium, must flank, I'm light, must spot, you're not going to reach any potential because, yeah, you know, you should play your tank how it's suited in the situation. You should be adaptable. You shouldn't just follow, you know, whatever your set opinions are about how the tank's playstyle should be. You know, you should do what actually works best. And for me in the Sheridan, it seems if you play it like a damage farmer, you can get 4k plus, so it seems pretty good to me. Alright, let's move on to the next game. Okay, so we are on Abbey, and first of all, I'll say Abbey is actually probably a terrible light tank map, and this is a potential ban, but I mean, I kept it. I can't even remember. I think I might have banned Minsk and Paris or something. I don't know what I banned, but I mean, there's a few contenders for what you can ban with a light tank. You know, Minsk and Ensk is usually pretty difficult. Abbey is usually pretty difficult. Pilsen, you know, some of these maps. But you know, here we are on Abbey, and I'm actually gonna have a pretty incredible game, which, you know, we'll see here. So what I'm doing, coming here, just trying to get another first shot. I'm setting up for the initial shot, and so we'll talk about just a few decisions. So I see that I have people coming with me. And I also have other information such as the EBR. So, you know, I'm not just making random decisions. It can easily look like that, but, you know, I see EBR is there, so I know I'm not going to get spotted for making this cross. I see that I'm not going to get over pushed because I have a decent amount of support. So that's why I'm making this play. So we're pushing up here, looking to see if I spot anything. I see the tree fell down. I know there's someone there, so I take a shot into the tree, and yeah, of course, it spots me back. So now I'm just going to chill here, and it looks like we actually penned him with that shot. So I'll probably unspotted now. It's been 10 seconds. We're going to poke out. He's running away. We're going to go for the pen on the standard B, and there we go. So now the problem is, with them running away, it's actually a little bit harder to get damage on them. If they stay and fight you here, that's when you can actually get damage. So chasing them, it's not necessarily you know, a win for damage, but we're going to see if we can, you know, use the IS-7 as a distraction, and come up and, you know, support him and get some damage. So pushing down here. The problem with this is, you know, there can be like a TD back here, like back in this K8 or something, and pushing out here, it's just going to be difficult. So I mean, it's why Abbey is not exactly great for light tanks. There's not really much else I can do here. And yes, of course, the Sturv did get back there, which is just really going to shut this down. There's no way we're going to over push this. The IS-7 is pushing out, which, you know, it's not going to end well for him. So I see the Sturv might be distracted. Maybe we can get a shot. But really, there's nothing much I can do here. And I have to aim for so long to try to find a Cupola. I just miss. Kind of my fault a little bit. But it was a very unlikely shot anyway. The standard B is just, you know, suiciding up there. It's not going to end well for him. Looks like going for another Cupola. We actually find it, but it's a Sturf. He just snapshots me. He just, like, at the very last moment turned his gun to me. So it looks like I'm going to decide to get out of here because I can't keep trading with a Sturv. It's not going to end well. I can see that we're not going to be able to over push it. So in this situation, I'm just going to, you know, keep playing carefully, look for opportunities, and I'm going to come where this Yak Tiger is on the platform and kind of look into their base for shots. And, you know, I will just speed it up here so nothing interesting is happening. Just coming up here, looking for shots into their base, looking for what opportunities, and this STB just pushes out there. It looks like he was trying to cross, but we got a shot into him. And I don't know if there's going to be an unspotted TD, so I am playing safe. When I get spotted, I'm pulling back. Coming forward, there's a shot on the standard B, just aim it in. There we go, some free damage, and I get spotted, so I'm going to hide behind this building, and hiding from Artie as well. And going for kind of a cheeky angle here. It's like I can't actually find the angle, though. and just kind of waiting it out. I can see that we've lost the 1-2 line, so I can sort of start to, you know, think of the potential outcomes of this game as them pushing into our cap. But fortunately, Yag Tiger giving us shots. I don't really understand here what kept spotting me, so I mean, I just kind of stopped caring at this point and just started poking for the damage. So, I mean, we're done so far. I got 2,400 damage so far with a blind shot, so, you know, almost 3k, and I can see that, well, I'm not really going to do much more from here. Maybe I could have stayed, but I can see that there's a potential situation developing in our base that could yield some damage. It's going to be really profitable for us if they push across our cap and we can just farm them doing that. So that's what I'm going to go back and defend here. And I mean, I can see we're also starting to lose the game, and generally, like I was saying last game, when you start losing by a good margin, the enemy team's going to start being way more aggressive. So I see this play as definitely potential of them pushing onto our cap and pushing through mid. So I just want to set myself up in a position to, you know, find some shots. The M103, I can see he might poke out here, so I'm going to get a wide angle. I see a potential pen, so we're going to aim in and somehow hit the lower plate. I think it's because the M103 and E5, you know, the lower plate on these American tanks it's a little bit curved. So if he's out like at that angle, it's actually kind of curving towards me, so that's why it can pen so easily. So, you know, kind of lucky, but some more free damage there. Now I can see that we've completely lost mid as well. So I'm just going to maybe try and find some bushes to see if we can get some shots. But the problem is I don't have any space to play from now. So in the game, right, I always talk about getting yourself space. The thing is, I don't really have a possibility. If I go in mid, it's suicidal. I can't repush these guys. My entire team is just in a couple grid squares hiding behind our cap circle. I can't really take control of 9 line. If I commit all the way down here, it would be good, but I just don't know what else is coming. So it's a little bit risky. So I'm a little bit just trapped at this point. I'm just going to try to do my best from where I'm at. Let me speed it up here a little bit. So what I'm doing is at some point here I'm gonna go check. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna go check the 9 line now, and the girl was pinging me to do it, and I was doing it anyway. Because the problem is the Sturf getting up right on top of us, and if I catch him out in the open here, you know, it's gonna be really nice for us. So I'm just gonna pre-aim here. If he drives around, I can probably outplay him. And you know, I'm not going to be able to do anything until these tanks until they full commit. So, you know, that's why I'm just sitting here pre-aiming. I know it's just kind of about patience, and I actually try to do something a little bit big brain. It's a little bit risky because you never know. It's a little bit bad timing, but I was going to use these trees as a bush, but it turns out this is actually just a hull down, and I'm just going to wait until I'm unspotted there. So I can probably use the camo of the trees to get the first shot on the Sturf and finish him. And it looks like, I guess he doesn't actually spot me. So yeah, the trees worked as camo, and he gives us his side, so we take him out. Now I'm going to poke here because I can see the game. It looks like the game's completely over, and I see that they're going to be crossing in front of me. And as long as my allies are alive, I got to use them as a distraction and make the opportunity count. Obviously, focusing down here, the low HP shot on the STB. And now this guy's just gonna full send. He's tunnel visioned. We're just gonna farm him as he crosses here. Easy shots into the side of this guy. It's perfect. Like, I mean, people underestimate you when you're a light tank, and they just do not care about you a lot of the time. And you know, easy farm. And now these guys are pushing me, but running away, it's not an option. We have to fight it out to try to have any chance here. So I see that they both fired, which gives me the chance to focus down the 4K5. Because he's got such a long reload. If we can take him out, it's going to be really nice. So I'm just going to go for another shot here. If the 4K is left on a one shot of damage, it's not really a big deal, because even if he chases me while he's loaded, I can get the first shot off easily. Get a nice pen on the M103, taking out more guns here. This Tortoise, he's easy to avoid, but he has got the perfect angle. So I'm just hoping that he's not really paying much attention, and he's aiming. He doesn't actually get the shot there, so that's nice. Got a free shot on the Patton. Now, you know, I'm hoping the Patton is just going to be playing more aggressive than he is, and I have to just trade with him. I don't really have a good option here, but now I don't want to trade again, so we're going to run away and hope he chases me. It's a little bit fiddly, this engagement, because he can kind of see me running away. I don't have my choices. I just have to try to make things happen, and I was just shaky aim. I was nervous, but it is kind of a hard pen. Same time, so I was hoping he was going to chase me. He doesn't, and it's just fiddly. I don't want to go back to the corner because if I poke the corner, the tortoise can hit me. I want to try to get him from range. So now, right now, I'm just going to ignore him. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to come to this platform, and I can get resets on the cap from here, potentially. It depends where the tortoise is sitting, and maybe I'll be able to find the Yag Tiger. So let me speed it up here. So yeah, this is bush. I'm going to look at the cap. Unfortunately, the tortoise is a little smarter than that. So, you know, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to fall off here. We're going to hope the pattern is staying there or chasing me. If he's chasing me, I can 1v1 a tortoise, hopefully. And circle the tortoise would be ideal. Or at the very least, you know, get another shot of damage, get a reset. So, I know that the tortoise, I know for a fact he's not here. So I'm just going to, you know, assume he's there. I'm assuming he's here looking that way. And we just have to hope. Right, we have to hope. So I poke up here, and unfortunately, wow, somehow I pen that, and somehow he bounces me, and you know, I just have to circle him. There's no other option. We have to circle him. And now that I actually got around him without taking any damage, it's beautiful. Like, look at this damage farm. This is amazing. So what the threat to me right now is Artie, so I'm just I don't want to stay still at all. Artie is the big threat, or like the Yag Tiger being in mid or here shooting at me, or the patent shoot, so I just need to keep moving. This guy is completely helpless. Just farming him out. One last shot here. And there we go. And now I know the patent's going to be coming back that direction. So he's going to miss, so I'm going to just try to finish him off before the Artie or the Yag Tiger comes on here. So I'm going to push him at this point. I probably could have broke contact here. I mean, at this point, so the biggest problem here is my I don't know. I don't know if you would call it my reaction, my mindset, but it's more of a physiological reaction. I'm getting nervous, like physically nervous. My heart is racing. You know, I'm getting shaky. I'm getting the adrenaline, and it's a really big problem. I mean, you'll see. It makes me play irrationally, and it's not good. And I don't know. I don't know a good way to prevent it, because it's not like I'm choosing to, you know, it's a physiological reaction. It's not totally in my head, but I mean it is caused just because I know that I just did 9,000 damage in a light tank. So that's why, you know, I'm getting nervous, I'm getting shaky, and why I decided to trade with him. It's not really a bad decision trading with him, but I think if I was in a more calm mood, I don't think I would have made this play. I think I would have kept my hit points. And you'll see why this kind of screws me over later. So I think if I was more calm, more collected, and not nervous, I would have done something a little more intelligent and just been checking bushes and just slowing it down again. But I take the trade. We get rid of him. We're still doing okay. I'm sitting here to avoid the Artie, because I know the Artie could probably hit me if I'm not on this rock. I have no idea where the Yag Tiger is. He's last seen in the base, but that was minutes ago. And you know, I'm still so nervous because I see I'm in a 1 versus 2. My heart is racing. Like, I see how much damage I've done, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure what a good strategy would be to be able to, you know, remain calm in these situations. I think, I don't know. You just have to expose yourself to more of these situations. I guess would be the answer. But it's not every day that you can, you know, have, you know, one of the highest damage games like ever. You know, so it's a difficult. I've always had this problem my entire time playing WoT. When I'm having an amazing game, I get nervous. I know most people are like this. And it's not good in these end carry situations, you know. So this is really kind of frustrating for me to watch myself here, because you know. Spoilers, I'm going to throw the game, and it's really sad because, you know, this is kind of one of the highest damage Sheridan games like I've ever seen, I've ever had. So I'm going to explain my thought process and kind of try to justify what I did. It was pretty stupid, but I'm going to explain it. So right now, we don't know where the Artie is. The Artie is usually, you know, here or here or something. The Yag Tiger last seen in the base. Probably in this bush, we don't know, but I'm predicting this is the most basic bush someone can be in, right? That's the most basic bush. Or he could also be up here, so we don't know. So what I do here is I know I can't see him through his bushes. I'm just checking, I'm checking. I see that I only have 2 minutes left. I was thinking maybe I could go flank, but I also don't want to run straight into him because I'm a one-shot. I don't want to just charge headfirst into him. I need to do something like circle him or get her or something like that. So what I do here, I take a blind shot, and the intention of the blind shot wasn't necessarily to hit him. It was to check if I'm spotted. It was just so unnecessary, but that's what was going through my mind at this point. So if I get spotted here, I know that he is right in front of me. I know, so I've confirmed it. But this is what I didn't think through. Now I'm starting to panic in my head. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die to Artie. It's pretty like, now that I can look back in hindsight, I don't know what I was thinking. I was just panicking and nervous. I thought I was gonna die to Artie because if the Artie's here, he's gonna splash me. The problem is I need to stay on this house to be safe from the Yag Tiger, who's either here or here, which I just now confirmed with the spot check. So I now know where the Yag Tiger is. However, for some reason, my brain thought the Artie is a bigger threat than the Yag Tiger, so I decide to run away so the Artie doesn't kill me. And I try to use this house to block the angle of the Yag Tiger. However, that was obviously stupid because he wasn't even there. He was over here. I just threw like the best game of my life, pretty much. It was so frustrating. I knew it at the time. I don't know. It was hard to watch. I still think, I mean, this game is still really incredible either way in terms of damage for a light tank. And I mean, I'm happy to have had this game, but I just wish I didn't throw in such a stupid way. Like, and it just comes down to, you know, not making good decisions when you are in a very nervous, you know, a state with adrenaline going through your body, your heart is racing. So yeah, I wish I had more to add, but I think in the future of me playing this game, this is kind of the number one thing I need to work on. Not getting extremely nervous in high damage carry situations. And just being patient. You know, that's number one, and then number two is being patient. And then I can get even better at this game, which is, you know, kind of my goal. I feel like I still have a lot to gain in this game. You know, I don't think I'm plateaued. I think I can still learn. I still think I can get better. You know, even when I'm having an excellent session, I know I'm making plenty of mistakes, and that's the thing about this game. It's just, you can never really be perfect at this game. There's always times that you make mistakes. So yeah. So hopefully, I don't know, you found something of value in this video. Hopefully there's something interesting. Yeah, and you guys can join my Discord if you want to talk to me. I might be streaming again soon. We'll see how I feel. But yeah, otherwise, I'll catch you guys later. Thank you for watching.